Hi everyone, my name is Drogi. I've gotten a new PB/world record for Pokemon Snap any percent, and last few times I did a commented version on it. I got positive feedback, and I think people interested in speedrunning this game or just interested in speedruns of Pokemon Snap usually just check out the world record run. So yeah, maybe some of you guys will appreciate this commented version of my PB video. Okay, so timing starts when you enter your name. Mashing through this text is kind of tricky to get it this fast. Okay, so the goal of this speedrun is to get perfect pictures of every Pokemon. For example, we want to have Pidgey in the second frame possible. We want to have Doduo in a specific frame too to get the max amount of 2960 points. And you think that we just take pictures of Pokemon in the speedrun, but it's a lot more to that. We put a lot of time into testing stuff for every single Pokemon. Like, we're at a point where it's really hard to find new strats, like basically impossible. And yeah, I switched the layout of the PB video mid-run, but layout should still be fine. Yes, it's just about getting as many points as possible so you can leave levels as early as possible. And also you have to take less pictures in Valley, the more points you get. Okay, so we're doing a lot of lag reduction, some visual and audible clues. For example, to look down here to take a picture of Lapras. I got the perfect RNG there with a bonus Lapras in the background, which is more points. The lag reduction, as said, is a big part of the game, but it's mostly in the first level where you just see the sky. You're gonna see that in a few minutes. Okay, so the best picture of Meowth you can get at this point of the game is when he's running just over the rail. Should be worth 4000 points, and we got 7 or 8, no, it's 8 Pokemons in this level, and we're leaving. These are actually pretty good pictures. It's rare that you get a beach that good. Then we were meshing through the rating, so okay, the points look really good. Butterfree wasn't optimal, but if you get a perfect Lapras, it's most often a good beach. A bit slow to 30, but it's fine. Also a bit slow meshing. Okay, so because we need 24,000 points to get the apples after leaving this level, we want to take a picture and leave instantly. If you have less points, like a less experienced player will have less points at this part of the game, and he has to wait a lot longer for Electrode to get into a good position, and maybe has to take a picture of Electabuzz to reach 24,000 points. So yes, we're really grinding for every point. Like, if there's a way to get 200 points more for a Pokemon, we're gonna grind the strat. And yes, many pictures are frame perfect, like the optimal ones. And this level is pretty interesting movement wise, because we're looking to the right and locking the camera. By doing so, we store the speed and the direction we're moving towards. So I just moved to the very right of the track so I could get a good picture of 3 Kakunas. And then I'm locking it again, looking forward. Yeah, it's also hard to get the timing for Subat. Yeah, I locked the camera while looking forward, so we have full speed. If you look backwards, you have less speed, so you basically want to look forward, lock the speed, and take as many pictures as possible. We got a bad angle RNG for Magikarp there. Okay, so right now I'm lock the camera facing a bit to the left, so we're moving slowly to the left. So we're closer to Diglett, and we can get good, like better pictures of Diglett. Now I'm at the very left of the track, turning around to get Haunter and the third Diglett. This will make a Dugtrio spawn. And there's the double Dugtrio. It's a new strat. We used to take Diglett a cycle later, but we figured that you're gonna get less points on Diglett but more points on Dugtrio if you take it one cycle earlier. I'm using the old strat for Magnemite. Quo found a better one, like you wanna lure the front Magnemite to yourself even earlier. Okay, so you need those apple-shaped Pokemon food things to trigger this cutscene, so we unlock the next level, Volcano. As this is also why we left the level to get the apples and then re-entered to trigger the cutscene. Pretty decent pictures, a few of them are not optimal but decent overall. For example, I lost 100 points here, 100 points there, this was almost perfect. 20 points here, 50 points there, 30 points there, 400 points there, and 20 points there. Like you see, I know the max score amount for every single Pokemon, and I want to reach that as often as possible. Coming up is Rapidash. You can make them both stand on their back feet to get a perfect picture of them both with many bonus points. The closer you get towards Vulpix, the like if you get too close they're gonna run away, which is why we want to take a picture as late as possible, because we're gonna be as close as possible. But yeah, that's kind of risky obviously, because if you take the picture a little bit too late it might be running away from the apple and you're gonna get way less points for the pose. So the RNG for the position of these two guys is rather bad in my opinion, but I handled it pretty well considering I'm bad at this part. Bit slow movement, but we got these things fine. Moltres at the earliest point, like right when it comes out of the lava. Some less experienced players will have less points and have to wait until Moltres is posing, and maybe also have to go for a better Magmar. So let's look at the points. This was amazingly good, these two pictures. Lost 1000 points on Charmander because he wasn't in the eating apple pose, which would have been worth a lot more. Okay, we need 72,500 points to get the Pesto Balls. So yeah, I just took an empty picture, and there's actually a Poliwag on the top left of the picture hidden in the bushes. And we just want to leave the level taking Poliwag, so we have enough points for Pesto Balls. Okay, so with Pesto Balls we can unlock the next stage at the end of River. We're gonna see that in a bit. Sniping 2 Bulbasaurs went pretty well. I don't usually get them this perfectly, but I think... Oh, it's also a pretty good picture of Bulbasaur. And I'm really bad at Bulbasaur, so I'm quite glad I got them well. So I'm losing an obsolete strat a few days after my PB. We found a new strat featuring skipping the first Slowpoke to get a picture of the second one, which will be worth a few more points. Maybe I'll see that in a PB in the future. This part was pretty good. Was also able to snipe Psyduck, so we have to hope for a good Psyduck pose. This one's perfect, but like sometimes you get a center picture, but it still doesn't count as center, especially for sparkling Psyduck, so I went just for safety for another Psyduck picture. Okay, this is a very laggy part, so you don't want to look down too early, so you want to snipe those Metaplots. This worked out pretty well. Okay, so it's RNG based whether you get Cloyster or not. You can kill a lot of runs. I didn't get it for the first 2 chances, but there's the 3rd chance. The 3rd Cloyster is, I think, the slowest one, but it's not that much slower than getting the 2nd or 1st one, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm just glad I got Cloyster because the pace was decent, and yes, you need Cloyster to get a run going. As said, he can kill runs. Yeah, the sparkling picture was pretty good, so I was gonna take the sparkling one. Got a back Cloyster, barely any points on that one, but it's fine. 4860 on Bulbasaur is a lot. Don't usually get this much. Also, most of these pictures were pretty decent. 105,000 almost is a good base to go into cave. Okay. This is a pretty new thread that Quo found, I guess, and L1 grinded it. I think it was Quo and Toast who found it. We're gonna take the first Ditto now instead of the later ones. This will save a bit of time on lag, and it's just easier and yeah, more consistent to get a high amount of points for it. So let's see, he wasn't facing us, but by throwing a Pest Ball at him, he's getting a pose where you can also take a picture of him from behind. And coming up is a new trick found by Toast. He finally found a setup for this snipe. We used to do this snipe before, but we never had really set up. It saves like 7 seconds, I guess. We're gonna snipe Weeping Bell over the map. There we go. I missed Jigglypuff. You wanna hit Jigglypuff with the apple. Not coughing, so you get way more points at Jigglypuff. Good Ditto. Overall, pretty decent pictures. I gotta pause the video quickly. Yeah, 4K Ditto is pretty good. Okay, so we can get 1000 more points on Jigglypuff. And also 600 more points, I think, on coughing. So I really messed up here. But it's fine, I was short of 2700 points. So we have to take one picture in Valley and worth 2700 points. Like, new player would have been short of maybe 12,000 points, for example. So he has to take as many pictures so that he reaches 130,000 points at the end of Valley. So 12,000 points are like 4 pictures of different Pokemon, or 3 if you do it perfectly, but let's say he's gonna take 4 pictures. That's 4 seconds per picture. He's gonna take 3 pictures more than I do. So he's losing 12 seconds on points here. So you see, points are a really big deal. And yes, maybe the boring level of the speedrun, most boring level. Because you basically just look up to the sky. But at the end of this level there's a trick coming up. I'm spoiling a bit now. Maybe the most precise trick right after the Weeping Bell Snipe. You'll see that in a second. Also, can you see that? Here there's a friend who just joined me and was watching, and I was telling him, hey, I'm on world record pace, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna watch for a bit. And I was explaining stuff to him while playing. So here I am again. And yeah, I'm taking one picture. I chose to take a picture of Dragonite because it's a really consistent picture if you want to get high scores. And you have to, like, by looking to the right now to throw pesto balls, we're moving to the right, and you have to move to the right anyways to make Squirtle Bowl Mankey down the hill. So just a Dragonite picture. Okay, now coming up is the Mankey Snipe, and that's the setup by Quo. You want to look at this dot, and at a really precise point you're looking up, throwing pesto balls at a specific rhythm over the hill, and you're sniping Mankey. Many runs die to this part. It's really sad. Mankey Snipe is a really hard thing, pretty deep into the run. So I'm really glad I got it in this run. Mashing through text again, this went well. Okay, there we go, 130,000 points. And the pace at this point was pretty good. It was a rather flawless run. The bigger mistakes are still coming up, like bigger mistakes. They're still not huge, obviously, but they are kind of bugging me, and yeah, I definitely want to improve this time at some point. If Toast or Crow don't do that before me, we'll see. Okay, so that's really unfortunate. I missed the cave sign, which is time loss of like 2 seconds in total, because I also did a menu mistake followed to that. Yeah, that's one of the points that's really bugging me, like it's my fault, it's a dumb mistake. Yeah, for any percent the only really hard sign to get is the Volcano one. We're gonna see that soon. Mashing C up for swag. Okay, waking up Wild Bloom will reveal the next Pokemon sign. Okay, on the Volcano sign we can also save a bit of time by hitting it with the first pesto ball you throw. We're gonna see that soon. I attempted to do this, but I think I threw it 1 frame too early. But that's a really minor time loss. So you see I'm losing 5 seconds on this split. Yeah, this is like over my gold split, so yeah, this is really bugging me. It's even more time than I thought it would be. Okay, so by locking the camera and unlocking it at specific points, we're moving to the right so we can dodge these 2 guys. Also, we're slowing down. It's a rather precise skip. Okay, and this is like a really precise apple shot. You have to be at the perfect angle and perfect timing, because you want to make Pikachu run as early as possible, so you can make him activate the egg, so we get the Pokemon sign. It's really hard. We want to boost through the whole level without having to stop the boost. And to do that you have to really snipe that Pikachu part. And the last sign, also the easiest one probably. Just aiming to the left and a bit more to the left. And we get it. So 1954 sign split is really good. I never had a pace this good going into Mew. Mew is more or less RNG based. You're throwing apples and hope to hit him with luck, and then you have to react as soon as he appears. So it's RNG based whether you get early hits, and then it's reaction and skill based whether you hit it afterwards. So that's like 2 early hits already. 3, that's amazing. You don't usually get this. This was my best Mew split I ever had in a run. Pretty sure people have better ones, but I'm not coming here that often. Let's turn off the cam to see the reaction. And it's the timing part is right when the red text appears now. And I knew it was world record. Yeah, that was my reaction. Don't want to see the rest probably. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, there's a link to the Pokemon Snap Discord. I think it's in the speedrun.com forum. Otherwise it's also in the bio of my Twitch channel. So feel free to join the Pokemon Snap Discord. People are really helpful. And yes, if you have any questions, just ask them there or send me a whisper on Twitch or whatever. Thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see ya. Maybe in my stream, maybe in yours, we'll see.